All right, you guys, welcome back to the Outdoor RX YouTube channel. In today's video, we've got a lot to unpack as usual. But before we dive into today's video, I want to invite you guys to please like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys' support. And with that being said, let's dive into today's video. All right, you guys, so I've got two stories for you today. The first one I'm going to tell you is absolutely crazy. It happened to me and a few of my friends in 2020, I believe. So I'm going to run y'all through the whole story, and unfortunately with this one, I don't have any video or pictures as of right now. I've reached out to the guy that has the video of this and the camera and the pictures of this. We had a camera guy in the boat when all this unfolded, and I hope y'all enjoy. Please leave a comment down below if you have any crazy stories while you're out fishing. You know, you never know what's going to happen, so I'm sure that, and I still use their rods. I love their rods, but we were at ICAST, and I had planned a trip for all the guys from Cashin to leave a day early from Orlando and head up to my cousin's condo in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that from ICAST in Orlando, Florida. So that day came, and I rode with me. I think it was me and Fat Cat and Paul in one car, and Matt and a few of the other guys were gonna meet us there. So we get to New Smyrna Beach, and our plan was to go film for Cashin's new inshore rod line that they hadn't come out with yet. So the plan was to get as much footage as we can with those rods before the rods actually came out. So we had my buddy Chuck Miller, who is an absolute legend. I'm going to do a story about him just by itself, because he was a great guy and one of those old salts, as some of y'all know that term. So it was me and Rachi and Billy, the camera guy, in one boat, and Fat Cat and Matt and a couple other guys in another boat, and we were going to go our separate ways and film. So the first day that we went out, it was probably, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and where we're fishing in New Smyrna, you take the Indian River and you branch off into what is known as the Mosquito Lagoon. It's a world famous fishery for redfish, snook, and tarpon. It's just an amazing place, and there's just tributaries everywhere. And we were taking the flats boat. Everyone else was in the center console boat. So me and Billy and Chuck, aka Rachi, we were going into the lagoon, and the other boat was staying behind and fishing the Indian River. So as we're going through the Indian River and branching off into one of these tributaries, we see, you know, a houseboat sitting there. And if y'all don't know, that there's a lot of people that live on sailboats and houseboats throughout Florida. It's just a thing. I don't know if it's a tax deal or what, but there's a lot of people that live on them, and then they have a dinghy and they'll just go into shore to get whatever they need. But this one was a houseboat, and it was dilapidated, to say the least. And it was sitting right at the mouth of the tributary that we would take to go into the lagoon. And as we're approaching it, we see this woman, and she's flailing her hands to us, screaming bloody murder to come help her. And we're like, okay. So 3 guys in a little 17-foot Maverick flats boat, we pull up to this thing, and she is irate. And we could tell that she had been beat up. She had bruises on her arms, her face, and she's like, please help me. I've been trapped here for weeks on end. The guy that brought me out here will not let me leave. And guys, without a boat, she was not getting anywhere. And this was a houseboat with no motor. It was just towed out here and left. And she was in bad shape. So we were like, we got to help her. We got to do what we can do here. And she said her boyfriend or the guy that brought her out there was out catching bait, and he would be back anytime. And if he saw us trying to help her, he would shoot us. So we're very, very on edge, to say the least. But this woman is in bad shape, and she's like, I have 2 dogs inside of here that I need to take with me because they haven't eaten. They're in bad shape. So I jump out of the boat. I'm the youngest guy on the boat, and when I get up there, she's like, let me grab a few things. So I try to go into this thing, and there is dog poop everywhere. the inside of it was just covered in feces. And the two dogs were two pit bulls. They were both super sweet, malnourished, really scared. And I had to get those two dogs, bring them out to the front of the houseboat was open. It was kind of like a little small deck, if you will, but it was just covered in filth. This place was just disgusting. It was terrible. So we get the two dogs, and I'm helping get them into the boat, and Rachi and Billy are grabbing the dogs and getting them on. They did not bite. They were not fighting us whatsoever. The dogs wanted to get the hell out of there. So we get the dogs onto the boat, and she grabs a couple of trash bags and just fills them up with whatever she has that she can possibly take with her. So I help her onto the boat, and we're like, where do you want to go? Because we got to get the heck out of here. If this guy shows up and starts shooting at us, we're all screwed. So we get her into the boat and the dogs, and it's a pretty good shot all the way across to the mainland. And there's a big sandbar in the middle of it, which we could get across because we had a flats boat. So she's like, just take me to shore and help me carry my things across the beach, and I'll be gone. I'll be out of your hair. And we're like, we'll take you wherever you need. She didn't seem like she needed, medical care like urgently or anything. She was just really banged up, bruised up. And so we took her to the beach, and I grabbed a couple of her things and took them up onto the beach, and her dogs came off. No leashes, no nothing. And her and the dogs just disappeared. At the edge of the beach, there's just like a row of bushes. They went through the bushes, and we never saw them again. And we all look at each other like, what in the world just happened? And mind you guys, we hadn't been fishing yet. So after we dropped her off, we kind of gathered ourselves, and we're like, okay, so what are we going to do now? We got to go film. We had to go back by that same houseboat, and we're like, if that guy was sitting from a distance or something and saw what we had just done, we're going to get shot. But we went back by it, kind of ducking and looking over, and thank goodness that guy still wasn't back. But I wonder what happened to that woman, and shame on that guy for kidnapping her and keeping her out there for weeks on end. That just, it blew my mind, and I'm sure those guys still think about that experience. So hey, y'all make sure to drop some comments down below if you have any wild stories like that as well. But I want to share one more story with you, and this one actually I have a picture of. It's a pretty funny picture. So me and my buddy Alex, we were fishing a tournament on my home lake, and I had my old first boat, my Ranger 361V. Love that boat, missed that boat. But so we're doing a Thursday night tournament, and I think it was one of his first tournaments that he had ever fished with me. And we're out there off of a shoal, and I'm throwing a jig, right? And one of the things that I like to do is just take the jig without a skirt on it and just thread a soft plastic on there. And for this tournament, I was just threading a baby destroyer on there for missile baits. It's a great sneaky way to catch those smallmouth when they're offshore during the summer. But I'm out there slinging it off the front of the boat, and I'm casting as hard as I can. And I make a cast, and my reel just blows up. And I'm like, what in the heck? And I'm looking at my reel, and then I look back, and my buddy's face down in the bottom of the boat, and I'm like, oh crap. And I'm just looking at him, and he kind of comes to, and he's like, what just happened? And I'm like, I don't know, my reel blew up. I might have hit you. And he looks at me, and the jig has hooked him square in the mouth. I mean, perfect hook job. And I'm like, oh my. And he looks at me and he's like, well, how bad is it? And I was like, snip. I cut the jig, cut the jig off, just cut the line off. And I'm like, we're going to the hospital. We're not finishing this tournament. So we get to the hospital, and I snapped a picture in the emergency department while we were waiting to get him checked out. This is the picture. It's a hilarious picture. It does not do it justice, but we had to go into the emergency room, and they were trying to figure out how to get this thing out, and finally they just had to push the jig, the hook, which is a number 4 Gamakatsu hook, sharp hook, and they just pushed it all the way through, cut the barb off and then peeled it back through, and then they gave him the jig and the hook that they had cut off, and I think he still got it to this day. But you never know, guys. I'm sure some of y'all have hooked your buddies or have been hooked by your buddies. So please drop a comment down below. Share your story with me because I think they're absolutely hilarious. And I really enjoy y'all's feedback and your stories. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the stories. I love doing these positive videos and sharing crazy fishing stories because everyone's got one. It's part of the whole journey. It's part of the experience. So y'all make sure to please drop some comments down below. I really appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.